Hello and welcome back to another video on Unpacked Technologies. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to batch rename a series of files on your macOS device. Following this process will allow you to select a number of different files at once and rename them all in an orderly and sequential manner. So let's get straight into it. Alright, so this is a pretty simple process, but it's great if you're working with a lot of files and you want them to all have a consistent naming scheme and structure to them, but you don't want to have to rename them all individually. So, especially with things like photos, this can be really helpful. So today I'm going to show you with a small batch of 4 files, but you can do this with as many files as you would like on your macOS device. So, what I've got here is I've got 4 screenshots. Now, they're all very similar. I just took them before this video just to simulate maybe if you had a few photos or something like that that you wanted to rename as a batch set of files. But you can do this with any file types as well on macOS. It should all work fine. So what you're going to do is you're going to select all the files to start with. Now, you can either drag over them to highlight. That's what I would usually do because it's quite simple, or you can also hold down the shift button and select them all as well that way. So whatever works best for you, you can drag over them, you can use shift, you can use any sort of combination that works for you. Just make sure that you highlight all of the files that you're wanting to work with. Then what you're going to do is right click or control click onto them, and then you're going to go down to the rename option. Now you're going to see a window that shows like this. Now by default, I'm pretty sure it starts on replace text. So you might see something like this where it wants you to find and replace the text as the file names. Now, that can be useful for some things. Let's say you wanted to replace the screenshot part. You'll see that when I type in these letters or backspace them out, you'll see that it replaces them. So I could change screenshot with image, and you can see it finds and replaces them like that, and then I can rename them all, and instead of saying screenshot, it now says image. So that's one option, but there's another option here for add text, so you could add any text to them. So I could add at the end that it is a screenshot after all, and you'll see it adds it in at the end, rename, and then it adds it in at the end. So those two are quite helpful, but I personally find the most helpful one to be format. So you can go into format here, and you'll see a few options here. So name and format, you can either have name and index, name and counter, or name and date. So name and index just puts, for example, your custom format, which I've written in here, screenshot, and then it just puts 1. And then it will sequentially go from 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. If I put name and counter, it will just add a few extra zeros on there because it's actually counting up like a numerical value, and it will add those in. And if I put name and date, it will put the date, so essentially how it normally formats it anyway. Now, I find name and index probably to be the most useful here, but you can choose whatever you would like. And then you can put in the custom format, so I could put in screenshot here, space, so screenshot 1, where you could either have it before the name or after the name. After the name usually makes a lot of sense, but you could do it before the name as well. Add a space in there if you would like to. And then you could start the numbers at whatever you want, but usually you'd start at 1, and then click rename, and you can see how that quickly tidies up those 4 images where it now says screenshot 1, 2, 3, and 4. It actually hasn't done it quite in order there, but we can just move those around, and I'll just clean up the selection there. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to mass renaming a group of files on macOS. Once again, you just select them all. You can choose between replace text, add text, and format. And then you've got some different options within each as well. So you can play around and work out what works best for you. Once again, I could change this to something like image, and then it will do the same thing there as well. This time it's actually done it in order, which is good. So yeah, hopefully this video was helpful. It's given you a good idea on how to mass rename a batch lot of files on your macOS device. Thanks for watching this video on Unpacked Technologies. Let me know down in the comments below if you have any other video suggestions for me, because I'm more than happy to make those if you'd like to see them. And with that, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.